She heard her own voice trembling. The assistant acknowledged. More than 10 minutes later, the assistant called back. Ms. Hayes. Assistant Sinclair was in an accident a few hours ago. He's currently at Peace Hospital. But he's already past the critical stage. Summer Hayes held the phone, silent for a long time. So long that the assistant couldn't help but ask, "Do you want to visit him?" Summer Hayes stayed quiet for a very long time. But only said, "Don't let him know." I asked. The assistant was slightly surprised. "All right." Then the phone went dead. Summer Hayes said nothing more. Only that night, the light in her office stayed on until dawn. The next day at the hospital, my spirits improved slightly. Hannah Shaw remained by my side constantly. She practically begged me, "Ethan, you really can't delay this any longer. You need to be admitted for chemotherapy immediately. Otherwise you won't last much longer." But I just smiled and shook my head. That would be perfect. I've been waiting for that day all along. Hannah Shaw was completely stunned. A violent pain tore through her heart. Her voice shaking. "Do you have to punish yourself like this? Death isn't punishment for me. Hannah, thank you for being by my side all these years. If you really care about me, then let me make my own decision. I'm begging you. 5 years ago, my soul died completely. Now it's finally time for my body to follow." Within a few days, despite Hannah Shaw's attempts to stop me, I rushed to discharge myself. Because Ryan Hayes' death anniversary had arrived, I carried a bouquet of chrysanthemums to the cemetery. I stood before the grave, looking at the black and white photo of that handsome young man. He was so young, so handsome, so kind. But his life had stopped forever on that day. "Ryan, you don't want to see me, do you? All these years, every night I've dreamed of you. Every night in my dreams, I apologize to you. I wish I could go back to that day. If I could go back, I definitely wouldn't run." I sat down on the ground, leaning against the headstone. Just like before when we'd share secrets. "Do you know? I'll be able to join you soon. But I'm scared. I'm scared you won't want to see me. Scared that you'll hate me too." Cold wind howled through the cemetery. I caressed his photograph, an indescribable pain welling up inside. I whispered, "Whether you hate me or not, I'm still coming to find you. We promised we'd be brothers for life." I stayed at the cemetery for a long time, about to leave, when I saw a group of people approaching from the other side. My steps suddenly froze. In the group, Summer Hayes spotted me immediately too. This was the first time we'd seen each other since my accident. She saw the flowers in front of Ryan Hayes' grave. Her eyes, cold as ice, dropped. A second later, Mrs. Hayes beside her saw me. She immediately charged forward and grabbed me. Mrs. Hayes slapped me hard across the face. "Who gave you permission to come here? Get out." The slap left me reeling. I couldn't help stumbling back a step. "Aunt, I just came to visit." Mrs. Hayes roared, "Shut up. You have no right to visit him. You got Ryan killed. Get out." My left cheek quickly swelled red. I endured the pain without daring to speak. Mr. Hayes hurried to hold back his emotional wife. "Ethan Sinclair, please leave. Don't come back." But Mrs. Hayes still wasn't satisfied. She touched the flowers on the ground and immediately recoiled. Then with trembling hands, she grabbed them and hurled them at me. Sobbing bitterly, "We don't need your fake condolences. If you hadn't run that year, if you'd stayed to help him, why would Ryan have died so horribly? 5 drunk men. You left him there alone. Left him to be beaten to death by 5 drunk men. When he died, there wasn't a single part of his body unharmed." Mrs. Hayes' hatred for me was absolute, even though everyone knew that if I hadn't run that year, the final result would have been both of us dead. It was just that Ryan Hayes' death was too tragic. It blinded everyone with hatred. They resented that I hadn't let Ryan Hayes go first. They made sure those drunk men would never leave prison, and I had to live forever in guilt, unable to escape. Mrs. Hayes cried while hitting me. Her blows showed no mercy. "My Ryan, he was so young. He was so kind. Why did you run? Why did you leave him there alone?" Finally she shoved me hard. "Why was it Ryan who died? Why aren't you dead yet?" I was pushed into the wall. My head struck another gravestone. Blood covered my forehead. Summer Hayes' fingers clenched tight. After I staggered to my feet, she forcefully grabbed my arm. "Mom, don't get upset in front of Ryan. I'll throw him out now." With that, she dragged me outside. Outside the cemetery, she threw me down hard again. Summer Hayes' eyes were pitch black. Through gritted teeth, "Do you want to die? I warned you, never to come here again." Her eyes were also full of rage, but seemed to carry something else too. I spoke bitterly. "I wanted to see Ryan." Summer Hayes' voice was ice cold. "You don't deserve to." With that, she suddenly turned and walked back into the cemetery, leaving her bodyguard to chase me away. That phrase, "you don't deserve to," stabbed straight into my heart like a knife. I stumbled away. I walked down the street, my face covered in tears. Ryan Hayes' clear voice echoed in my ears. "Ethan, this watch is half yours, half mine. We'll be brothers for life. Don't ever leave me, okay? Ethan, yesterday I saw my sister picking out wedding rings. She's planning to propose. Once she's in charge of you, it'll be hard to hang out. Let's go see a movie tonight? Ethan, run faster, run." Tears soaked my entire face. "Ryan, do you know how much I regret not standing in front of you that day? Not letting you go. If it had been me who died, not so many people would be heartbroken. An orphan dies, and that's just that. If I'd died in that moment, Summer Hayes might have loved me forever. We wouldn't have ended up like this." The more I thought about it, the more it hurt. Finally, I couldn't bear it anymore. My emotions broke like a dam bursting. I crouched down on the ground, sobbing. The next day I called in sick. I made a trip to the temple. Recently there was a temple at South Mountain said to be very spiritual. Over the years I'd been to South Mountain Temple countless times, each time kneeling before Buddha for hours, praying for Ryan Hayes to find peace in the afterlife, praying for Summer Hayes to be safe and healthy. But from now on, I might not have another chance to come. This time I knelt beneath the Bodhi tree at South Mountain Temple. They say if you prove your sincerity, you can ask the temple for their most precious treasures. By evening, heavy snow suddenly began to fall. The wind and snow lashed against me. I was frozen to the point of delirium. My entire body racked with violent pain. So much pain that even in such freezing weather, my forehead dripped with sweat. I trembled constantly. Finally, with a splat, I vomited up the first mouthful of blood. But I still didn't stand up. I knelt for a day and a night. At dawn, a monk from the temple saw half my body buried in snow. He walked toward me, then discovered a pool of blood in the snow. "Amitabha Buddha, such devotion. What do you wish to pray for?" My face deathly pale, I staggered to my feet, pressing my palms together in prayer. "I wish to ask for longevity bamboo and a protection amulet." Longevity bamboo. It's said that if you place it before the memorial tablet of the deceased and burn it, it can bless them with carefree reincarnation. After receiving the items, I shakily went to the office. This was the only thing I could give them before leaving. But I knew Summer Hayes would never accept a gift from me, so I could only wait until the lunch hour when no one was around to secretly place the longevity bamboo on Summer Hayes' desk. As for the protection amulet, I planned when I had the chance later to secretly place it in her car. When I went downstairs, I didn't leave. I wanted to know if Summer Hayes would take the longevity bamboo home. So I waited downstairs at the company until she got off work. 6:30. Summer Hayes came downstairs, holding the bag with my longevity bamboo. My eyes lit up, but then I saw her hand the bag to an assistant, pointing him in a direction toward the trash bins. I immediately followed the assistant. Really saw him go to a nearby dumpster, about to throw away the longevity bamboo. I panicked instantly, seeing the assistant about to toss the longevity bamboo. I rushed over in horror. "Don't throw it away." I snatched the bag back, but found nothing inside. Right then, Summer Hayes' cold voice came from behind me. "I knew it was you." My mind went blank. I slowly turned around, saw the longevity bamboo still in her hand. The assistant left. Summer Hayes walked toward me with the longevity bamboo, her voice bone chillingly cold. "You owe Ryan, and you think doing these stupid things can make up for it?" I didn't explain anymore, just said, "I just wanted to give him one last thing." Summer Hayes snapped the longevity bamboo in half. Don't need it. I lunged forward to stop her, but could only watch helplessly as it broke in two, thrown by Summer Hayes into the garbage. In that motion, she didn't notice. Something else fell out of the bag. Summer Hayes, quick-eyed and fast-handed, caught it, recognized it as a protection amulet. Her hands clenched tight. Then I heard Summer Hayes, her voice cold and mocking. Every day claiming to atone, yet still praying for your own safety. Ethan Sinclair, you're as afraid of death as ever. She laughed coldly and threw the thing away. The protection amulet landed right in a puddle on the ground. Do you even deserve peace? You should be tortured for the rest of your life. Leaving those words behind, Summer Hayes walked away coldly, leaving me standing frozen in place, staring numbly at the two things I'd struggled to obtain, both destroyed, just like my life. In the end, still an empty dream. I picked up the soaked protection amulet. She hadn't seen that inside I'd hidden a small piece of paper, praying for Summer Hayes's peace and safety, joy and good fortune. The 4 words smeared by water, no longer visible in their original form. A sweet metallic taste surged up my throat. I swallowed down my tears drop by drop. 3 days later I returned to work at the company. Though my external injuries from the accident had mostly healed, my stomach cancer grew more severe by the day. When Hannah Shaw came to my house and tried repeatedly to persuade me, she still couldn't stop me. That night Summer Hayes took me to another drinking banquet. The others did their best to force alcohol down me. I kept drinking. Assistant Sinclair really can hold his liquor. So generous. My stomach burned with discomfort. Amidst the noise, Summer Hayes always watched me drink in silence. In the end, I drank from start to finish at this banquet too. Near the end, I snuck away to the bathroom to take 2 pills. I forced myself through the pain to return to the banquet room, only to find it was already over. Summer Hayes had left. I'd grown used to it long ago. Thought she'd abandoned me alone again. I silently walked out, planning to catch a cab home. Stepping out of the venue, exposed to the cold wind, the headlights on the road ahead, all blurred into a haze before my eyes full of drunkenness. Without realizing it, I stepped into the middle of the road, raising my hand to hail a car. The traffic saw the pedestrian suddenly appear just in time, honking frantically, but my movements were sluggish. Just as I was about to be hit, a hand suddenly pulled me back to the curb. Her warm breath kept washing over me. I looked up to see Summer Hayes's dark eyes. Trying to get hit again? I stared at her numbly, my mind suddenly blank. We were pressed close together. I suddenly remembered years ago, when all the school clubs gathered at the beach. I'd never seen the ocean before. Excitedly went to the shore to collect shells. Ended up nearly tripping when a crab on the beach nipped me. Summer Hayes quickly reached out to catch me. Our lips touched from the momentum. Then I kissed her harder and harder. Everyone else was busy looking at the ocean. No one noticed the school's ice queen being pinned down and kissed however I wanted. Ocean breeze, bonfire, friends, the tail end of youth. Amidst the lively crowd, confessing hazy feelings to their fullest. Turns out that was the most beautiful moment of my life. I wonder if Summer Hayes remembered anything. She didn't let go for a long time. Suddenly an angry voice came from behind. Tyler Crawford had come to pick up Summer Hayes. Saw this scene. What are you two doing? Summer Hayes finally seemed to wake up. She pushed me away. Something flashed across her face. She said nothing. Just turned and walked toward Tyler Crawford. It's nothing. Let's go. Tyler Crawford stared hard at me, took Summer Hayes's hand and left. And I still stood frozen in place. As if drunk. As if still immersed in memories. Until Hannah Shaw came out, looking for me, finally took my unconscious, drunk self home. Late that night, I'd just gotten home. My phone received a message from the old school friends group chat. This Saturday at Blue Moon, everyone get together. Followed by a long string of tagged names. I saw my own name. Also saw Summer Hayes. Both our names. Now only placed side by side like this. Many people in the group got excited. Everyone responded enthusiastically, as if returning to right after graduation, when no one could bear to say goodbye. That Saturday I went to the reunion. I wanted to see these people one last time. Wanted to give my youth a final farewell.